accomplish, then usually there's some task where there might be an app that would be useful. But people don't usually know that, and most of the apps are not explained with the needs of a 60 or 70 or 80 or 90 or 100-year-old in mind. So what we're trying to do at the moment with our circles is uncover some useful apps that people of our demographic will want to use, and usually we find there's 10 and 9 are terrible and 1's good, so we're trying to winnow out the wheat from the chaff. And then some of our members actually want a bit of help with, like, how do I use it, how do I install it, and all that stuff. And so we're trying to come up really with a best of list of useful tools to put on your smartphone. We're looking for people who'd like to be part of that, by the way. So if anyone here is interested, on the form that's in front of you, I'm thinking there might be a place to check that. But if not, just write a little note and put your email down and we'll circle back. We have 5 of these circles right now, and we've been running them for about a year to learn how to do them, and I think we know how to do them now, and we're sort of starting to think about maybe doing a few more. And there's been some talk that maybe one of these would be fun to have as part of the Generations Lab here, and we think that's a great idea if we can figure out how to manage it all. Anyway, so while I'm here, I just thought I'd tell you about that. And sometimes people say, well, why would I want to do this? And so I have a few, I tried to think about why the people in our circles seem to like it. I personally think it's really interesting, but so, not everyone thinks the same things are good, but here are some of the reasons. That bit about being useful at the beginning? So these are intellectually stimulating, that people think, I think, stimulating for me. What we're trying to do is work with our peers to improve life for everybody. So I really think that's useful. If one person manages to get this and not trip over the sidewalk, I'll feel like that was useful. The other thing quite a few people like is we usually bring along some interesting apps or gadgets or widgets or whatever, or other people do, and so it's a place to learn about new things from their peers, not from a lecture. These are not lectures, they're discussions. And when we do stuff like the emergency response analysis, which actually was a lot of work and isn't finished yet but is in process, our explorers get to see all that. At the moment it's all free anyway for everyone, but it's not going to always be free probably, but our explorers will always get everything for free. And, in terms of our business model, at the moment, our investors, which is me, are really funding all this and it loses money. So this is not, there's no profit here. But we do think there probably should be a self-sustaining business model, and we hope to invent it. And when we do, our philosophy is that our explorers are really part of the whole team, and if there's profits, some of it will go to our explorers. But no one should ever join a circle for that reason, because that's a big maybe. But I think philosophically it's important. This is kind of we're all in it together type concept, not let me exploit somebody else for some reason. Now, I want to finish with one note. And sometimes we have these conversations, and we used to talk more about how we're going to create the future, right? And we do a bit of that, actually, but I tried to emphasize other aspects. Sometimes people say, well, that's really cool, but it's not for me. I'm not an inventor. I'm not a technical person. And I wanted to make the point that this is for everyone. This has got really very little to do with technology. Technology is buried inside some of the solutions. Like there's some technology in this, but this is a walking stick. So here's a list. Everybody who ever experiences a challenge or a problem is in a good position to talk about, well, here's some problems. And that actually is the fundamental of any sort of new innovation. Unmet needs and, ideation. So everyone can do that. What do we do every day? And what are the problems that we see with it? Well, most people have an opinion about that. What's wrong with product X that you use every day? We found, when I give a talk, we often have a session afterwards where people come up and, we do some discussing, and everybody has an opinion about something. Which product do I like best and why? All of those things are universal. Now, dreaming up a better solution, not everyone does that. Some people are really good at it, some people aren't. What we've actually found is that, some of our circles are stuffed full of people from Silicon Valley with PhDs and things. They're great at that. But some of our circles have people who've never had any involvement with creating anything at all in their life. And some of them have come up with these really cool ideas. So I've decided that, everyone can do this stuff if they want to. The themes that we've started to try and coalesce these discussions around a few themes, and these are the ones we're working on at the moment. First of all, at every circle, the first half hour is about topics that people bring along and want to discuss. Sometimes it's something sort of meaty, like why do we have all this ageism? But sometimes it's like, here's a new widget I just bought, isn't it cool? We're doing an ongoing piece of work on these medical alerts. We think it's an interesting topic, social interaction, more, richer, how, very vague, right? But there's some meat there. Everyday objects and then the useful apps. So that's where I'm going to stop. I'm hoping I have a few minutes for questions. Yeah, go ahead.
So I have an observation for you.
Okay.
You deal with seniors all the time. I've seen your business card. Your card has 4-point Times Roman type on it, unreadable by a senior without a reader and a magnifying glass. Put big fun on your business card.
Thank you. You know, what I love about this is it's so easy to make suggestions. There's a good one. Who else would like to go? Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to hear if you would explore the face masks and water things for people that don't sleep well at night.
Yeah, so the question was, would we explore the face masks? You're talking about the sleep apnea things, yeah. We could, we can do anything. Our circles do what they want, really. So right this second, none of our circles has expressed an interest in that. But if you were part of a circle and you and your friends wanted to do that, that would be quite possible. Yes, ma'am?
Where can we get more of the handouts?
More of the handouts. There was a whole folder of them, and I don't immediately see the lady I gave them to, but if you come and write your name on something and give it to me, I'll send you one if there isn't any more left. I might have not brought enough. Someone else? Yes, ma'am. What is it? Oh, its brand, you mean? I don't exactly know its brand offhand. However, on our internet it has its brand, and I bought it from Amazon, and so it's quite easy to find. And if for some reason you can't find it, my email's on the website up there. Send me an email. Yes, ma'am. So the question is, when we do technical research, how do we go about that? So mostly our explorers don't do that part, although some of them like to, and some of them do, because they've had experience in a past life. So for the stuff I've been talking about, to the extent there was technical research done, it was usually done by someone like me. I'm a physicist by training, or some of the people who come to our techie meetups who are engineers and things like that. So they've learned how to do that as part of their life experience. Did that answer your question? Yes, ma'am.
What is the name of that app that you just spoke about?
The parking app?
Yes.
I always forget. I think it's something like Find My Car, but actually it is also on our website. And we've got a sort of whole post on apps for getting around that we're exploring, including that one.
I could have used it when I was a teenager.
Yes. It's got nothing to do with age. It's very useful. Anyone else? Yes, ma'am.
Do you have a circle locally here?
Well, we don't have one in Palo Alto, which is why Avenidas thought maybe that would be a good thing to collaborate on. We have one down in Saratoga. We have one in San Francisco. We have one up in Sacramento, but not in Palo Alto. Be a good place for one, though. 1 second, let me just take another one. Yes, ma'am. Sorry, over there in the blue. Yeah.
I noticed on the map, it seems like you have all the English-speaking countries participating on this enterprise. Have you considered bringing in other countries like Latin America that's so close to us?
I love that question. So the question is, how come it's only English-speaking people, but framed in a more polite way? So I think the right way to think about that is it's still a bit of an experiment. So we started right here in the Bay Area with people that we could easily get to and stuff like that. Our vision would be this would be global and it would happen everywhere. But we haven't tried to scale it really yet. If you're interested in helping with that, we'd love to talk about that. Yeah. Anyone else? Yes, ma'am.
If you have an established circle, are new people welcome?
Yes, they are. The question was if we have an established circle, are new people welcome? And the answer was yes. For example, we have one at the Commonwealth Club in San Francisco that's kind of, for anyone who wants to come. It's a little different. Some of these circles are in places where they all kind of already know each other for some reason, because they're part of some existing community, you know, a bit like Avenidas might be. But some of them, like the Commonwealth Club, it's really for anybody. The only thing is it's important to come regular. They don't work very well if people just come once to kind of check it out and go away again. You know, they have fun, but we don't get anything done. Anyone else? Yes?
Are you giving lectures or can you give lectures for other organizations you might be interested in?
You mean one like I gave today?
Right.
I certainly can. Yeah, I like doing that stuff in theory. I sometimes have a bandwidth problem, but if you're interested, yeah, I'd love to talk to you.
Can we get email there?
That email will find me, and also if you want, you can come up and grab my business card with the 4-point font with the guys. But actually, you know, we have an app that we were discussing just recently that magnifies stuff and has a light. So there you go. Maybe that's what I need to supply with the business card, right? Yeah. So the question is, do we focus on specific conditions, for example, Parkinson's? We haven't, but we could. You know, anything's possible. In the perfect world, these circles would form around a problem they're interested in, and we'd help make them work. You know, we find they need to be facilitated, actually. But we're open to anything that's in that general theme of things we might be able to solve to do with, you know, challenges and age and all that. We're not so much wanting to be an advocacy organisation or any of those things. We're trying to make a difference by solving stuff rather than by politics. Anyone else? Okay, well, thank you very much.